What is going on, guys? Mobile carrier news here, and this is some crazy news for AT&T. I'll leave a link below in the description for you guys. Now, um, this has to do with their stock, which is at $14 per share right now. Now, this is not financial advice. Don't go buying, don't go and selling stock, none of that. I don't even know in any stock of AT&T or the three carriers because I'm uncertain. The only time I'd actually buy any of these stocks is to hold, buy and hold, but I have not done yet. Do I plan to do that? Probably. I don't know. I'm not really focused on that right now. I'm just focused on, just saving more, maybe buying a couple shares in the near future. I don't know when or how. I'm still learning with this investing kind of stuff, but AT&T hits a 30-year low. Is it a buy? Now, AT&T has been struggling a little, not a little, a tad bit lately with their lead cable incident and their 5G going on. Now, keep in mind, guys, that this is 30. They had 30 years. They haven't been this slow since 1993. This is some crazy stuff, guys. Now, we know AT&T has been struggling a lot lately, and I'm not saying Stanky is a bad John Stanky. I'm not saying he's a bad CEO, but with everything going on, AT&T needs to get their momentum on their stock. They need to get investors, not upset because more people are selling the stock. I remember 2, maybe 3, 5, whatever, one of those years ago, the stock was it was performing rather good. It was performing around, let's see, I think it was performing well over 17 to like $19 a share. It was holding up, but now it's down to $14. And the fact that it's dropped so much, it's either telling me the market is not happy with what's AT&T is doing. The investors are certainly not happy. Investors are pretty upset right now. Yes, AT&T does pay a dividend, but that dividend only goes so far. That won't please investors with their return on investment or their ROI. AT&T needs to figure out a way to get that stock back up and running, at least at $20 per share, or past 29, so it can get a momentum and start maybe passing up a little bit 50. I don't know if AT&T will ever hit 50 because they never hit $50 per share. That's I believe they've hit max probably $20 less than Verizon, which is 50. But even then, they've been going down. AT&T's just been getting hit with either bad news with the lead cable going on, or just investors tanking the stock and getting over it and getting their money's worth because they're over AT&T's. They're just over AT&T in general. And honestly, I don't really blame investors on this one. But then AT&T has some highs, some lows, and speaking of high and low, their 5G. They've been struggling a little. They've been struggling a tad bit with their 5G. Now, scrolling down here, as you can see, what's next for AT&T? Trying to find that page for you guys. I was talking about their 5G. It's here somewhere. Let me scroll all the way back up because it was here. I probably just missed it, to be honest with you guys. No, that's here we go. This is probably their 5G. The industry, which is AT&T, shelled out more than $100 billion for additional spectrum in a series of auction 2020 through 2022, while also spending to upgrade networks. This has been a strong postponed wireless phone consumer growth since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, and AT&T has done a nice job participating in that growth. But the pace it's been unsettling. Yes, AT&T wants to grow their 5G, but recently, I think it was this March or April, that Stinky basically came out public and said, "Look, we're not focusing on 5G. We don't care about this race. We really don't. Even if we beat Verizon past 200 million pops, it's not really our concern. They're focusing high on fiber. They're gonna do fiber for the long term. I'm not saying fiber is a bad thing. That's fiber. It's another good investment. But that's what basically AT&T has switched to ever since they came out with the announcement. Now, why? Because honestly, that's just their focus. I can't really say much or do of what AT&T is doing. AT&T has been around since somewhere around the 1800s, and it's been around for a long time, guys. And AT&T is doing what they're doing best. They're still, don't get me wrong, they're still expanding some 5G, 5G sites, network, But they're doing their own thing with fiber, and just AT&T is, they're gonna do what they're gonna do at the end of the day. Now, as for their stock, I really hope they can get some momentum going, because the last thing investors want to start voting for is getting John Stinky out. I don't think he'd be cool with that idea. He'd be a little worried about basically his risk. His job is on the line as a CEO. He'd basically be booted. He'd basically be voted by the investors and maybe the board of directors, and they get a new CEO. And if that happens, they have to get new leadership. Maybe this new leadership will have a different stance on 5G. Maybe they'll go the route on expanding it and leave fiber. But I highly doubt that, because not only do the CEO, the executives, and the board of director have all decided they want to focus on fiber, even if they got new leadership and say we're gonna go full throttle on 5G, we're gonna focus half on fiber, half on 5G. That wouldn't actually be a bad combo, but AT&T has already put the pedal on the gas and decided between left or right, fiber, 5G, and they obviously chose fiber. That's just their decision making, and I'm just curious to see if their stock can bounce back, because to me it's rare. It doesn't matter if you invested in AT&T when it was at $18 per share, it went back to 19. People who hold the long term know how to play this game. And by game I'm saying like either the game of holding long term or holding to sell for profit. That's basically the model here. You never want to sell at a loss. Trust me, that's not you don't want to lose money. You want to make money. Now, like I said, I'm no financial advisor, but if you do decide buy AT&T, know the risks when investing in any company, regardless. Even Apple. Then again, Apple is a huge company, but still, you're gonna have those losses where the stock will tank. And if you're holding AT&T for the long term, go ahead, but you're at your own risk. And it's no one's blame, not mine. Like I said, not a financial advisor here. I'm just telling you what it is. Investing is not really a game. You can make it a game if you make money, but you have to know what you're doing on this, guys. But let me know what you guys think about this. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.